James Hawken had great intellect. He was an introvert, but he loved to laugh and he loved to connect with people on a personal level. He wasn't intimidated by society's rules and the whole industrial revolution. He wasn't intimidated by other structures placed before him. And he had a much longer vision than most people at that time. He was definitely a visionary. And as an educator, he truly cared about the hearts and souls of the students that he taught. He truly cared about them, and he wanted to know them. He genuinely wanted to know them on a very personal level. And so that translated in the relationships he had with his students, and it translated in the relationships he had with faculty and parents. And that's what built the community of Hawken, and I think it's still there today.
I think it's interesting that James Hawken started out in seminary working towards the priesthood, because his approach to education and teaching was like that. It was like a calling. It was like something in his heart and soul. It wasn't a job or an opportunity. It was something that he needed to do. I think if Hawken walked on the campus today, he'd walk in and there'd be a chapel talk going on. He'd feel right at home. He would be there at the end of school and see that shaking hands and saying words to each of the students as they left, and he'd feel like time hadn't gone anywhere. Then he'd walk into a classroom and see the amazing technological abilities and computers, and he wouldn't know quite what to do with that. But then he'd talk to the teachers and they'd tell them about an individual student, and it would be obvious that they knew that student, and then he'd be okay with it. He'd say, "This is what I meant." And I think he'd embrace the school today.